Alright, what's going on, people? Ring Roadmap here. Today we'll do a breakdown of Benitez versus Duran, which is a really good fight. Although Benitez dominated most of the fights, Duran made some adjustments that kind of made the fight more technical in a way. And so we're going to talk about it today. Let's start off with a jab to the body, which Benitez decided to establish early on. I'm going to make this video quick. This is going to be rounds 1 to 5 only. And then we're going to do rounds 6 to 10 separately, and then rounds 11 to 15. So, as you can see here, Duran will try to establish his own jab first, and then Benitez will just take that tiny dip to the right, and then counter him with the jab to the body, push him back on the back foot. Now, that's a bad thing if you're fighting a longer fighter, but as you can see here, I think Benitez was the longer fighter, and so you can get away with it. But if you're fighting a longer fighter and you try to pull off this move, as you can see here, they can counter you with the right hand, so be wary of that. This is only applicable if you're fighting a smaller fighter. But if you're fighting a shorter one, you can counter the jab with a jab to the body pretty liberally. They won't really get to counter you with the right hand because they can't reach you, right? Okay, here's the next one. It's gonna again, Duran will try to throw that jab to the head. Benitez will try to counter with a jab to the body, and then he'll push Duran back on that back foot, or stopping him, or he'll push Duran on that back foot, and then he'll stop his combination. So Duran will now try to take it on the inside because he wasn't getting any success in mid-range. He'll try to smother now. Classic Duran, right? But Benitez is actually also good on the inside, so it didn't really work well for him. So as you can see, what he's gonna do is he's gonna smother Benitez, but Benitez is really good on the inside as well. So what he does here, he gets off some inside shots, and then he controls the arm of Duran right here. Bam, short right hand there. And then he'll push Duran back, keeping his head on the chest. This is the difference right here. He keeps his head on the chest, and he's lowering his body down so that he can get that leverage, okay? And that's the important thing. If you're fighting an inside fighter, you gotta smother low. You gotta come in low. Because if you don't, they're gonna use their leverage on you. So as you can see here, Benitez keeps his head right at around the same level as Duran, and that enables him to stay in place. Because if Duran stays on your chest and you're tall, right, and you're standing tall, he's just gonna push you back. So Benitez really did a good job here of staying at the same level, keeping his head on the same height as Duran right here, and preventing Duran from pushing him back with his head. And that's a really good tactic right there. Alright, here's the next one. It's going to be a chop-in right, which Benitez really had a great success with also. So, what he's going to do here is just going to throw that chopping right, because as you can see, Duran has a very lazy jab, and whenever he gets countered, he turns into a blade, and that exposes his left cheek for the chopping right. And this is why it's a perfect shot for Benitez to throw at that particular moment. Here's another one. This is going to turn into a blade again, bend at the waist, doesn't really know how to defend right hands, and so he kept on getting called with that. So here's another chopping right, bam! Okay, he turns into a blade once again, and couldn't really defend that well, I don't know why. So here's how he defended the chop-in right. He's gonna do that same thing. He's gonna turn into a blade, but the difference here is that Benitez started reaching a little bit more, and Duran didn't stay in mid-range for the later parts of the fight. And so what does he do? He counters him with a right uppercut to the body, because now that Duran is further away, Benitez will have to reach further. And when he has to reach further, there's a higher tendency of him getting off balance. And so that's why Duran took advantage of this, and then he decided to throw a right uppercut to the body. Bam. Okay, had some success with that. So here again, Benitez will try to reach with the chopping right, and then Duran will just counter him with the right uppercut to the body. Boom, okay? So here's another one. He'll try to reach with that right hand, and the reason why he squares up now is because Duran didn't really stay in mid-range anymore. As you can see here, he's keeping the distance, and so now Duran, or Benitez, has to reach a little bit further. He has to square up, and by squaring up, he exposes that stomach, and so Duran took advantage of that by throwing a series of uppercuts to the body, and with that, worked really well in his favor. So now Benitez is gonna throw that chopping right, but then he's gonna smother right away to prevent the right uppercut to the body by Duran. So again, Benitez really responded well to the adjustments made by Duran. When Duran was winning on the inside, Benitez was on the outside. When Duran was winning on the outside, Benitez was on the inside. So this is why this game plan really worked for him, because he knows how to fight in all distances, and that's a really important skill for any fighter, you know, because we got a fighter who takes it on the inside, you have to be able to adjust. So now, a while ago he was going on the inside, right? Now he's back on the outside. So Duran will try to smother him, and then he'll just take a tiny step back. Here it's not going to be a step back, it's going to be a drop. So he's going to take that weight on that back leg, he's going to drop his body weight down, throw an uppercut to the body, and then he's going to turn Duran, bam. Alright, getting out of the ropes pretty easily. And that's that. So here, let's look at the next one. It's gonna be another uppercut to the body. Duran will try to bend down, which is what he typically does. He'll try to bend down. And then smother, bam. But then Benitez times him with that left hook. Triple left hook, actually. So here, let's see. He'll try to smother once again, but guess what Benitez does? He turns him. He uses his right glove to push Duran away. And then he times him on the way out with a left hook.